Hey guys, welcome to Chat with your girl KST. It's your girl K, and today we are talking about marriage, right? And some people feel like they don't want to ever get married or never get married again. And what inspired this topic was actually Lala Anthony and what she had to say. So let's listen to what she had to say.
Get married again, though.
I'm never getting married again.
Wow.
I'm not, it's one of those things in life that I feel like I could check it off. Like,
Mhm.
okay, I did that. Maybe people want to say they've experienced that. I've experienced it. And I know the good and the bad that happened to me. So it's not something I want to experience again. I can have an incredible relationship with somebody and not be married. I feel like marriage at times, and I'm not knocking anybody who's married. It didn't work for me. I'm all for anyone it worked for. But I feel like marriage at times becomes very much like a business thing. And what I found with marriage is easy to get into and harder to get out of when you're dealing with lawyers and this and that. It just gets really complicated. It's just like I don't feel like I need that.
What is don't speed past.
So that's what she had to say about marriage. Now she has been going through a divorce with Carmelo Anthony, and I feel like that has definitely tainted how she feels about marriages of that sort and things of that sort. But for me personally, growing up, I never used to value marriages. I feel like you place a value on marriage if you grow up seeing it and you see certain customs being practiced within your family and stuff like that, then you somehow, shape, or form value marriages. But for me, I wasn't raised in a family where I was watching people get married left, right, and center. So growing up, I never really wanted a marriage. But now I'm in a space where I would love to get married. And I feel like marriage is one of the things that I would love to do one day. Now, it's always these topics, I feel like it's always to each his own, because I do resonate with her in terms of feeling like marriage is a business deal. Because if you and someone else already establish what you guys are, why need a piece of paper to validate that, right? I feel like the wedding I would love, but why need a piece of paper to validate what you and someone else already have? But I guess on the contrary of that, when you have a business deal with someone, right, or you have a deal with someone, if you do word of mouth, it doesn't make it valid or until you actually write it down, which ties into what she said. Whereas a marriage is basically a business deal, right? Where you protect the assets and you're protected in terms of the money and how to split the money and stuff like that. Whereas if you are just dating, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, and let's call it a quits. Now, I feel like in terms of not wanting to get married, outside of it being a business deal, I feel like the trauma sometimes that we see in terms of marriages, where we see the spouses cheated, where we see abuse going on in the relationship, stuff like that will turn anybody away from wanting to be married. When we see certain people in marriages and it's dead, they don't communicate with their spouse. You see people talking about there's children, there's cheating, there's outside children. It's just like stuff like that taints, your perspective of marriage. And it's like, look, I'd rather do without that. Whereas on the other side, there is like, I want to experience the wedding, I want to experience the bliss, I want to experience someone taking me on as their wife, I want to experience someone loving me and saying, hey, look, you're beautiful, you're mine, I want to death do us part, and say your wedding vows and all of that stuff. So your wedding vows, sorry. So it's all, like I said before, it's all about to each his own in terms of marriage. But I personally feel like I would love to experience marriage, and I can resonate with her in terms of marriage being a business deal, even though there's many other things that happen to turn us off from marriages. There's also positive things that go into having a marriage partner. You have someone, a partner for life. When your marriage is successful, you have somebody, you ride or die, someone who has your back, someone who's there for you, someone who through thick and thin is gonna be there with you. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, that's what I had to say about marriage, and we'll talk next time. Laters.